Hi, I'm Will, and I like toys. This is another edition of me looking through the massive lot of Transformers I bought from Starling Comics in Martinsville, Virginia. Since last time, I have posted most of them on eBay. I did a lot of extensive research to see what they were valued at, do some and recent sales, and did some fair postings. In that process, I have already sold 5 Transformers and 1 accessory. I did, between videos, go through the boxes of accessories and one of the little kid boxes a little bit, and I was able to find some missing pieces and guns. That army drone from the Kingdom series, I found his gun, which turns into also like a hammer, but he's already sold. He's packed up and out the door. I found, a couple more pieces for Starscream, the Coronation one. So I found another shoulder armor as well as a gun. I found some other guns for other characters. I found a couple, like a foot for a giant Grimlock. I found a wheel for Wheeljack. I found all kinds of little pieces. So I was working my way through completing those. And on another time, we'll go through probably the instructions and what loose accessories I have, and what it looks like they're from. Um, like I said, I've sold 5 Transformers and 1 accessory in the last week since I posted them, and I've been posting about 5 to 10 a day. The accessory is a nose jet, like a nose cone sort of jet nose thing that attaches to the Titan's Return Overlord, and so it's a cool little spaceship that also works as a shield. And then when you convert Overlord and Dreadnought into a base, it sits on top. I'll try to put a picture in here if I can figure out how to do that. So what we'll do this time is we'll go through some of the stuff that's in this little, what the store had labeled a $1 toy box. So I'll go through that, and then we'll go through the very last bin, which has some interesting stuff that I had been saving for last. And then another time I'll probably go through the ones I've decided to keep, because I decided to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a little mini-com looking Micromaster guy. But before we get in, so those Robot Rumble cards, I decided to open because the pack was already open. I decided to look in there and make sure that the cards were all in there and in good condition. I didn't count them all, but it looked pretty good. I used to have one of those robots, probably still at my parents' house. Remote control robot, and you would swipe a card to give it a different power or upgrade, and you could battle each other and shoot lasers. I think the one I had was named Lockjaw, and he was like a green and silver sort of big toothed guy, kind of like Trapjaw looking from Masters of the Universe. But inside I found 3 cards that were not part of Robot Rumble that I've decided to keep because they're worth absolutely nothing and I think they're cool. So the very first one is a Star Wars card that has Luke in it, where he's got his hand extended, called Armed and Dangerous. The ability to retrieve his weapon by use of force was now second nature to Luke. So that's just a cool screen grab from the looks like it's maybe Empire Strikes Back. Because Return of the Jedi, I apologize, I know it's not A New Hope. And then another one from a different Star Wars deck, the Empire side, and it's Boba Fett, and it is called Doubleback, and it's him in Bespin Cloud City, aiming around a corner. And I like Boba Fett, and specifically the original trilogy Boba Fett, where he's got the beat up armor, and it's all dinged and dusty and it's got a good history to it. Last one I kept was a Digimon card named Ikukaman. Ikukaman, that's it, not Ikakumen, that's gross. I used to watch Digimon, I liked it a lot. It felt more entertaining than the Pokemon cartoon to me as a kid, because instead of trying to get them all, they each had this sort of bond with their their creature. Very much like the way characters in the His Dark Materials book series bonded with their daemons, which were like another part of them. And so this is an evolution of one of the characters because they evolved and changed. But then they would also revert back to their like cute little version after they've used too much energy. So yeah, I'm keeping these because they're worth nothing and they are things I like. Okay, so let's look in the dollar toy box. I did put a few things in here that we had seen before, like the yellow guy. These are probably things that I'm just gonna donate or give away. They're not worth anything, and they're not necessarily things that I'm gonna get enjoyment out of. There might be one or two things I'll keep just for fun. I did keep. I'll have to get up to get it. Old man grown. Okay. This is Ben, the robot from Treasure Planet. It looks like it's like a McDonald's or Burger King toy. Worth nothing. But to me, Luna, can you not like that? Thank you. I like Treasure Planet, and I think it's funny. And he's got, surprising posability to him. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, manufactured for McD Corp. So yes, this is a McDonald's Treasure Planet toy. Why not? So, I know I've showed this before. It's just like a cheap birthday cake topper Batman helicopter. Just donate it or sell it. There is what appears to be an air hogs helicopter without its remote. Worth nothing. Don't want it. Little Batman motorcycle. I don't know if I have to see if any of my Batman will fit on this. Like if my classic Michael Keaton Batman will fit on this, that'd be pretty cool. So that's a TBD. Okay. Yeah, then there's robot with a broken foot. There's some kind of like Power Ranger thing that has looks like a Power Ranger, like some sort of dragon. Once again, is this another McDonald's? Yeah. Story hat. Yeah, this is just a freebie. Little one-step robot dog and wind-up robot. Whatever this blue guy is. Where are you? Definitely another McDonald's toy. Or it's like it says Lego on him. He's a weird alien. Gonna go away. Same with this little robot. McDonald's or Burger King. Megatron. Some more of those giant modular robot pieces. So these will go with the giant robot. Oh, I have a little arm for one of those, or a foot. It's a dinosaur foot. Robot arm for one of those little guys. I'll attach that to him. More modular pieces. Some Legos. I might keep these because who doesn't want more Legos? And this is a cool little joint piece. I'm going to put that. I have a Lego drawer right here. I'm just going to slide that in there, and that drawer is already too full. Another modular piece. And then there are these, like, they feel like rubber erasers, but aren't. From 2022, little, like, Transformer rubber guys, and they're Soundwave and Optimus without their legs. Some kind of weird, not Lego, mechanical bit. Get rid of that. Some wings that I think are for a giant plane guy who's another giveaway. So, there's that. Another random construction piece. I'll see if this attaches to one of those dino robots. Birthday cake topper or McDonald's. Blue Ranger from one of the Power Rangers. Maybe a Dino Force. Yeah, that looks like Dino Force. I don't know. Then a actual red SPD Speed Power Ranger figure. It's fine. I looked him up the other day. He only sells for like $5. So I don't know if anyone would buy him, but maybe I'll see if a friend or friend's kid or something wants him. Because I do have Power Ranger figures. I've got a Red Ranger, I've got a Green Ranger, and then I've got also some Ninja Turtles as the Blue Ranger and the Black Ranger, Donnie and Leah. over here next to my He-Man Mikey. Um, but he's not a particular like version that I'm a fan of. Okay, so my video cut out for some reason. But basically how I ended it is the bulk of it is giveaway, not worth anything. I'll give them to some neighborhood kid or Goodwill or see if my uh, mother-in-law's boyfriend's grandchildren would want it or cousins or something. The only things I'm keeping are this cool laser sphinx from a board game that you can see the red laser that has the laser warning because it's weird, and then Treasure Planet Ben. Okay, so this next bin, these are things that I had kind of been saving for the end because they required a little more research. But let's take a look. So first up, we found bits and pieces before. This is a Harley Davidson, like actually Harley Davidson. Let's see if you can see it on there. Motorcycle that I have multiple pieces for. That sounds like there was an electronic part that made noise in here. Yes, I have multiple pieces for this. I think I have the whole thing. Let's see if we can get it back together. I looked it up. It is a thing they called an X-bot that was basically a transformer. So we'll see if we can transform this guy. And we'll also see... Oh, those are his hands and his arms. Okay. We'll see if we can transform this guy. And then we'll, I don't know, put him up for like 10 bucks. Looks like in the box new is like 20, so I think 10, kind of dusty and old, is pretty fair. But we will see. Oh, his head is in there. Whoa. Okay. That's... The people who designed this did a good job of making it look like the motorcycle, but I don't think that they necessarily did a good job of understanding how Transformers work. Let's see. Does this detach? I don't want to break anything, since it's pretty brittle plastic. Is this like... Does he have a gun that flips out of it? He has a gun that flips out of his exhaust. It's definitely something that I can see Harley Davidson would want to promote, is the access to guns in their vehicles. Okay, I'm going to just try and change him back to a motorcycle, and I will mess around with him later and see if I can change him to a his X-bot mode. And then I will see if anyone on the internet wants this. If not, I don't know, I'll find some sort of like Harley fan group or something on Facebook and see if they are interested, because it's meaningless to me. But I would prefer that it ends up with someone who would enjoy it and someone who would want it. I could just Google right now how to make this work, but I'm not gonna do that. I try really hard not to do that when it comes to transforming toys. I like the challenge of trying to figure them out myself, and is this one down here? Or is that... This clearly goes under here, but let's find the right direction, because so like this. My knowledge of motorcycles is incredibly limited. So this is fun. Okay, I'm gonna struggle with this later. Not on camera, but I'm gonna try and get it together and see if anyone in the universe is interested in a X-bot Harley Davidson figure. Why the fuck won't you? There you go. We'll struggle with this for a few minutes. Just trying to get this shit together. Okay. No. Patience gone. Okay. The very last thing is kind of beat up, and it looks like it might have been broken and glued back together a few times, which means it's going to be worth very little. But someone out there might want it for fairly cheap. I have not been including it in my valuation because I noticed on further inspection that it was in bad condition. So it is. I start to recognize colors and styles of pieces. It is a Devastator, which is a character that combines out of multiple construction vehicles. But it is not an official Transformers or Hasbro or Takara Tomy one. Takara Tomy is the people who design Transformers. It is a third-party one from a company called NBK, I believe. It took me a while to find that out, but I figured it out based on... How does this guy's head pop out? Jesus. Based on the fact that some of the colors were not perfect, and they also don't have the Decepticon symbol. So let's see, let's find a good example. Okay, so this piece is normally not purple. It's normally green for all the official ones. And then this symbol on the chest of this guy, I want to say it's like scrap hook or something. That's not a Decepticon symbol. That's just Decepticon-esque. So yeah, I will transform this guy, and I will connect him and see if he fully connects, if he's fully functional. Like I said, it looks like he's missing pieces, and some of the pieces are broken. It's definitely a worse plastic than some of the actual Transformers. So there should be 6 general guys to make this. General guys. And so far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th one who looks like he's mid-transform. And then I have some additional pieces, and some more pieces. Yeah, whatever. Is someone trying to melt this back into place? Cool, that's great. Definitely happy that whoever owned this before took such good care of their toys. And then there's obviously one of these they transformed. But the cool thing about this is the hand is fully articulated, which is not something you see even in what this combiner one would be called is like a Titan class, which is the giant size version of Transformers. So I will mess with this, I will try to transform them, and I will put them together. And we will see how it turns out, see how complete it is. Looks like the store had $5 for each of these on their feet. I think I can probably, if I put them together, get like 30? Originally I thought this might be a real gold mine in this box. Be able to get like 60 to 100, but because it is in not great condition, that is fine. So now I will give you guys an update on where we stand with the costs and pricing on what I have. So in total, not counting the free kit box, not counting the Devastator Constructicon, and not counting the Harley Xbot. I valued everything that I had so far at about $1,178. So far, I have sold $118 worth of Transformers. And so that's leaving about 1,061 left. My costs were about 304 is what I was putting myself at. Because the 250 for the Transformers plus the tax, so it gets 263, 264, Plus, I bought some packing tape and some bubble wrap in order to transport things in a good way. So that puts me about 304. The main goal is to make a profit on these. So after that price, let's see what my shoot. Let's see. This should be okay. Formulas. Let's see, where does that put me? Okay, so the potential profit on the ones that haven't sold yet is about $560. That's give or take. I weighted the cost a little bit to amount for eBay fees, which at the moment for the things that haven't sold, eBay fees are about 180. For what's sold so far, my eBay fees were $23 for the $118 for the Transformers, and I did a ratio for the cost. This is the boring math part. I did a ratio for the cost to split that 304 across the board. And I buffered it. I added in some additional weight because I had to buy another roll of packing tape because the Amazon packing tape didn't show up, so I had to go to Dollar Tree just to get some tape to hold me over until the stuff shows up later this week. But so I split up the 304 and added some weight to it. So for the 6 that sold, that's about $35 of that 304 costs that are attributed to that. So that's going to leave about $269 worth of cost still spread out. I will say that once I have sold another 12 Transformers, I can totally wipe out that cost, and then everything after that is profit, depending on the Transformer. They're ranging right now between 10 to 25. But so if I sell everything, my profit so far from these has been 58.54, just profit after the that's about a 50% profit margin, which is not bad. I've made some adjustments on prices and I made some deals, but that is where we are. I will keep you all updated, and like I said, we'll do a video showing what I keep from this lot. I'll probably film that in just a minute because they're staring at me right here. And then I'll do a video of the instructions and accessories. And then after we finish the Transformers, I've got a stack of other fun stuff we can look at, including some stuff from a recent trip to Europe, some interesting comics, a couple of toys that were picked up this year, and some stuff that I got earlier this year as gifts from friends and family. And that's it. So once again, I'm Will, and I like toys. Thank you.